Welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year wherever you are and whatever time you have seen this video. Today we're going to make some form of light source like this one from an whole clock TV that is no longer useless for the use, as you would say, TV worthy. Do you actually know what you buy in a TV when you buy a TV? What do you actually pay for in a TV? Here is a 32-inch. It is as broken, as dead as possible. But today I'm going to show you what inside a TV, what you actually paid for $200,000 or more or less, maybe $4,500 for a 32-inch TV. The screen is cracked, so therefore it have no use. As well as could I say, it has some format use, and today, before and after, I'm going to show you what you actually paid for and what I actually can do with this TV, because it's not worthy to show TV anymore. A 32-inch TV can run you up to $150 up to $160, depending on the type, brand or model. Can reach up to $200. But you actually alone, you're probably paying $2 just for this plastic housing. Or roughly $2 to $5 just for the plastic. Okay? Now every TV will not pull down just the same as mine. Mine is a very slim model. As you can see, the back is so slim that even my thumb is more or less of 1.5 inches from this LCD screen. Just at the bottom, it's just this little big part, and I'm gonna suspect in this part, that's where they mount the speakers. If you have a broken TV and you need to pull it, you need to look up for the spec to pull your own TV. My own have some screw at the back and some screw at the bottom here. Once again, star spine. Now after I was satisfied that all the screws have been removed, it's now time to introduce a small flat point. And the reason for the flat point is so I'm going to stick it in the corner of these and carefully remove the clip of the panel. At this point, it would have best for you to turn the TV on its back, depending on your type or model. With the TV on its back, gently remove the top strip. To remove the top strip, you need to remove this piece of panel. As I said, my TV is a different setup from other TV. If you have one like this, you can follow along and to remove the plastic housing. See, once the screw was removed, it didn't take any effort for it to completely come off. But before you drag it off, remember, the sensor is still connected to the motherboard. So we want to identify that sensor card. Removing the sensor card just by a plug of this little clip, and it removes quite easily. Also, you want to remove the speaker wires. So with the speaker wire and the sensor wire removed from the sensor board, we can put this aside. And remember, we were pricing things that was in the TV. So while we are still pricing, just let's put this right here. While we may not have a definite price on one of these little speakers, I'm going to suggest they're probably less than $5. With the sensor made from China, it is a part of the component of the motherboard. And this motherboard is not the expensive piece in the TV. Up to this point, this board will not run you over $100. You're looking probably at a $50 board. Reason being, the only expensive thing on this board is the transformer, the capacitor, and the buck boot. These are the volt regulators. And pretty much that's all the expensive part of this board. So I'm going to say this board is cost a $50 cost. Now this little board is one of the most important board on the TV, because this board is what made the picture, or the pixelate, as I would say, come up on your screen. So this part power your board, get the transmission from your cable or anything that you plug inside this TV. This TV break it down, or this board break it down, and then power it to this board. This board put it on the screen. But it doesn't stop there. So we're going to disconnect all of these components right here. It's no need to worry to fit it back up, because I'm going to turn this TV into something different rather than a TV. So you can carefully remove any warranty price this board at the moment, because this board will be at a larger piece of this component of the TV. Now this is the power lead that plugged in the TV. It's gonna come in handy for a later date. Here we go. This is the motherboard. And this motherboard will hold the inner part of the TV. So anything go inside the TV, that's what this board will break it down and show it on the screen. Before we could get to the LCD screen, we have a few more screws to remove. Now you can turn over the TV and its back for better handling. Before I turn over the TV and the back, so here we have reached a point of no turning back, because to get to the LCD screen, we're going to have to remove these little clips. And remember, this is the point of no return, because once you remove this clip, you actually damage the whole component. If you're not comfortable working around electronic or electrical component, please do sure to call electronic or a certified electrical, even when it's turned off. You do not want to electrocute yourself. Once TV is on its back, it is now time comfortably enough to remove the top seal. Now this is the most expensive piece of your TV. This is what you actually buy, the LCD screen. And while you cannot replace the LCD screen, because the manufacturer will not sell these things because they're too much fragile, and they're really fragile. So shipping one of these to your location or destination will not be worth the risk of breaking it and then you have to send it back. So they do not replace LCD screen. So when your LCD screen break, you have to buy a whole brand new TV. So this is the most expensive part, and this is the part that takes part of your money. So let's remove it and look at it. See it? Just holding it by two sides, it's actually bent. So shipping one of these to anybody location would be a no-no. So the manufacturer do not replace LCD screen. They're really too fragile. And to get to the other components, we need to remove another strip. Once we remove that layer strip, there's some more filament. So there's one and there's two. This one dim the backlight if it's too bright. As you can see, these components have no electronic means or attachment to them, none at all. They're just more like a filter. And all of this make up the LCD screen. So with the LCD screen and that little piece of chip that I showed you before, those are the most expensive thing that you actually pay for in your TV. It have potential to be an overhead light because, as I show you, the back is very slim and slick, and with everything out of the TV, it's more like a finger weight. So it's really light and really helpful. So remember all those components that I told you to put aside, we're going to need back some of those components. But before we can go to all those components, we need to see if it actually works, right? Good. So we're going to remove stuff that we don't want. These two filaments, we really do not want them. While it's sad to throw them away, it's also useless for my build. So I'm going to remove them, but I'm not going to throw them away. I may have use for them later. For the last piece of component, it is this, more like a glassy, plasticky filament. We're going to close back this. So we're going to replace back this seal. We need to put back a few components, so in other words, so we can test the light. And to do that, we're going to go back to this component. We could have done well without this component by testing each of the lights in the panel and see how much watts or voltage, and from there we could put a small buck to regulate that voltage, and so we wouldn't have anything else on the back of the screen. But no, we're not going to go that route. We're going to use back this same component. With the motherboard back on, we're going to plug in back our little light components. Now that the light components is back, we also need the power source. So we're going to go back for that power card. So at this point, it's still not that too buffy. It can still work. With the current plugged in, as you can see, the light suddenly appear. And it have that nice thin blue light. It look really well and really good. I do not want to have to rely on plugging it in or plugging it out. So I'm going to attach back the sensor and have some sort of remote control for that sensor. So now that I'm reattached the sensor back to the component right at the bottom, let's see if it will work. See, those are my lights, and this is a light that hits give off. But I still not fix the sensor problem. As you can see right there, the little sensor light is on. I have gone ahead and downloaded an app to my cell phone. This app can simplify it in your PlayStation for your Android phone or in your Apple Store for your iOS device. So watch when I press on, the sensor will blink a while and the light will come on. It takes a little while because it has a delay sensor, but no worry, the light will also come on. Press it off and it will also go off. This video was inspired by DY Perks. You can find him on YouTube channel by the name DY Perks. Thanks for watching, and if you like what I do on my channel, please remember to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget, test that like button, see if it's still lightly working.